So we got our first real live NFL guest on a Monday. I had to pull some strings. I texted my guy late at night. One of the best in the game, one of my favorites, Cam Jordan, is joining us on the Victory Monday hotline. Cam, how are we feeling this morning?
Man, more blessed to be alive. You know, every day you get just another opportunity to get better. And especially when, you can't come in on a Monday, you can at least get your body right. As you know, the years we're on, I need to get right before I can into the same mind frame of, all right, moving on to the next opponent. That 24-hour rule is clutch.
Dude, I hear you. How old are you now? Are you 30 yet?
31.
Ooh.
Year 10.
So the question is, and I felt this later in my career, what day do you feel good, like coming into Sunday? It always took me to like Saturday when I was on the other side of 30. If I took 70 snaps like you took yesterday, I might be limping around till Friday.
Man, honestly, probably the first 8 to 10 weeks, I'm usually good by Wednesday.
Good for you. That's why you're still balling out. Some of us have arthritis, bro.
I'm probably going to have that down the line. I just hope it's not anytime too soon.
Dude, so we switched up. We had Dante Hightower here in the background. I had High's jersey on for the last year, really since the inception of the show, and I haven't changed it once. I saw a friend in trouble. You were slumping, and I know exactly how it feels to slump. You don't slump much. You started the first 3 weeks of the season with the goose egg and the sack column, and you're double digits every year. We switched the jersey. I'm just saying, dude. I'm not saying we made the play for you, but we served it up for you.
Hey, I'll take any and all positive vibes. I needed it. And when like, if you go 0 for that first game, you're like, man, I'm getting doubled. Second double, I'm getting chipped, I'm getting nudged. At the end of the day, this is a production business. And you're like, you get frantic with the pass rushes. Those swipes become so much faster. The long arm. It's like, I'm killing this man, and yet I can't get this sack. I was like, it's me. I was like, it's got to be me. You start like, all right, well, maybe I need to switch up cleats. Maybe I trust the process.
Are you superstitious that way? Because listen, 3 games, and this is what I try to explain to people. If you get a sack in the first game, you're playing with house money. If you get a sack in the first quarter of a game, you're playing with house money. Like, the longer that first one drags out, the panic is just so real. Do you ever like switch up some superstition? You mentioned the cleats and whatnot.
No, I was just I was talking to Chandler Jones earlier about it, because he had one week 1 and it's been sort of like quiet the last 2 weeks, and he was like, bro, I'm getting nervous. It's like that anxiety, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I hadn't reached yet for me. I'm like, I'm still playing the hell out this run. Like at the end of the day, I came into the league a run stopper. Like nobody ever pronounced me a pass rusher. So I'm like, as long as I'm stopping this run, eventually the sacks will come. And when they come in bunches. So I hadn't hit that super nervous yet, but I was looking at the cleats like, maybe it's the cleats. Maybe I need to go back to the retro 1s. Maybe it's the retro 10s. Maybe it's me.
No, it's not you, dude. A lot of times it's so funny. You'll have 0 and fans will just look at that and they don't watch the tape. You get close, you get home a lot. You talk about getting slide all the time. The ball comes out quick some games. You don't have leads. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, you've really you had Tom Brady in the first game. You had
Derek Carr.
You had Derek Carr, and then you had Aaron Rodgers, who you're always nervous about jumping the snap count on.
No doubt. No doubt.
So it's good to get that. How did it feel to get that off your back?
It was good. Like I said, it's like, you get one in the first quarter, and now you're really gunning for him.
Yeah.
Sort of pin the ears back and really good after it. And it was like the one time I thought I was going to get one. It was like Trey Hendrickson. They've got a sack on him earlier. I was like, all right. I thought I was coming out with a 2-piece this game. All right.
Yeah.
I was like, my guys, that's all that matters is we getting this dub.
What's been the key to Trey taking the next step? Because I've seen him show up a lot, and you're the guy there, but it's nice to have a number 2 rusher out there on the edge to complement you. What have you seen from him taking the next step this year?
I've been talking about him since, last year, the way he was coming off the edge and really humming. I think now he's just getting his chance, and people are actually seeing that he is a pretty stout defensive end in terms of being able to play the run and hold the edge as well as getting after the passer. I mean, he's got some double high swipes. I'm not gonna lie, he looked up to guys like you. He'll tell you himself. He's like, bro. He's like, I've been watching Chris Long's film since. And then you talk about he like looked after Ryan Kerrigan. Like, if I could just do a high rip rush like that, like I could have 10 easy. Mm-hmm. But the defense we play, we got to be able to turn it 5 to 7. anything other than that is like blasphemy.
Yeah,
so,
that's the thing. It just depends on the defense you play, and you got to be cognizant of rush lanes. Do you like the 2-point stance? I see you in a 2-point stance on that sack yesterday. Do you think it makes you feel faster? We always got in these arguments in D-line rooms over, D-line coaches like getting a 3-point. It makes you faster. Well, I don't see receivers in a 3-point, and they run plenty fast on go routes. Where are you on the 2-point stance?
Man, I don't know if it's faster or not. Honestly, I might be faster in the 3-point, but the 2-point just gives you a different look. Now you're seeing, things motion in and out the back. You can catch a little of the idiosyncrasies of the offensive line and really try and get that good push off. And really just the 2-point lets you know, like, he could be a speed rusher, but he's still going to give you that power. I'm just trying to give up a different look. Like, I'm not just going to hit you with just power. I might hit you with this chop or this swim and let things really go after it.
Well, sometimes tackles turn just because they're just afraid. Like, there's no need to turn, and they turn. And then for me, it was always, I didn't mind being in a 2-point in traffic. And I saw like they were reduced a little bit on your side. To your point, right. The vision part is big. I mean, you see everything up there. And I think it just depends on the team and the quarterback you're playing and the situation in the game. Let's talk about this crazy trip, okay? I'm reading Saturday night, and I'm like everybody else. I can't tell you how bad we all need football for our sanity. And I'm like, oh, shit, the Saints have a positive, and this is one of the most disciplined teams in the league, you guys. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if they cancel this game tomorrow, the NFL's behind the 8 ball in a big way. How did that go down sequentially in Detroit?
Right? I mean, just this entire week, we were already, headed to Detroit without Marshawn Lattimore, without Jack Rabbit, without Andres Pete, without Marcus Davenport. There was like, Jared Cook, Mike Thomas. It was like 7 without. It was like, all right. Well, I was like, next man up mentality, whatever it is. We're headed towards Detroit with the team that we have. I was like, we've got a week of solid practice in. We head to Detroit, and of course, you take your test Saturday morning. Get to Detroit. I go to sleep. After the team meeting, I go to sleep thinking everything's sweet. I wake up, I got all type of text messages from like different players across the league. Hey, bro, praying for you and the team. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I check the ticker just like everybody else. I'm like, oh, Saints player going, oh, got a positive last night. So then I go to breakfast, and it's like I'm talking to a couple teammates like, yo, bro, they woke me up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, my phone's off. So I'm trying to get my good sleep in before the game. Phone off, they banging on the door at 1 o'clock in the morning. Protocol kicked in, 12 o'clock in the morning. And, you got to go get retested, got to make sure everybody got a false positive or whatever it is, or however that works. And it's like some guys didn't go to sleep. He's like, after I got back to the room at like 2, 3 in the morning, like I was up till 4. Like, it takes you an hour to wind back down. Meanwhile, you got to be on a bus at like 10:30.
Dude, that's the worst. I mean, like, an early game in a sleepy-ass city like Detroit, I need 8 hours. I need like 8 to 9 hours. And also, if you have kids in the NFL, your best night's sleep is Saturday night. That's solid gold to me.
I'll say no doubt. Like that's like the like quintessential sleep. Like I'm making up for some stuff. Like, hey, like you got the whole bed to yourself. Wifey ain't in the bed. You got no kids that gonna wake up in the morning. Like I'm sprawled out like a little ass kid. Like I got big snowflake mentality on the bed.
I love that. And it's so true. But you guys fought through it. You had a big win, man. And I mean, you're coming off a 2-game skid. You're down 14-0 in Detroit. They kind of jump you guys, but with everything everybody's been talking about with Drew's arm, and myself included, I've questioned, where his arm's at. I know that the 2-game losing streak is tough on a team with high expectations. How do you guys keep shaking stuff off? I mean, from the way the Minnesota Miracle to, the disappointment the next year to the early exit, you guys never go away. What is it about your team's mentality and the resiliency?
If anything, I think we just take that mentality that it takes more than 11 to beat us, right? Yeah. You talk about Miracle, one play away from going in. So we had a young secondary then. The second year, it was the Rams, and it could have gone either, a hit on a defensive receiver going for the ball, or a late hit on Drew Brees. Of course, no flags get called. And then, of course, you talk about the Minnesota push-off where, you got Kyle Rudolph just making a play. It's not on him. It's got to leave, You got to leave it to the pinstripes to do their job. And then, of course, we know that's not going to happen. So, we all know that it has to be us. Like, we can't leave any room for error. If there's room for error, we know we're not going to get any favors going our way. And that's really how we go into every season, how we have had to go into every season. So we're down two tugs early in the first quarter. And we looked at each other and was like, look, we just got to reset, play our defense. We got to stick to what we know. 1 3 and out is how we got to start it off with. I think it was like 7 plays. So it was like, it was like all 4. It was on the second 3 and out situation. But yeah, we got off the field and started putting up points and didn't really look back.
How about the plane ride back, or like the plane ride out there in general right now? I'm not in an NFL building, and I haven't asked my buddies enough of like, what's it like day to day, and then what's it like traveling to a game now? You talk about the Patriots today. They got 2 planes. They got 1 plane for Cam's close contacts, and they got everybody else. Like, how do you fly in a metal tube and keep this thing from blowing up with the fear that somebody might always have it?
Right. I mean, at this point, we're just doing the best we can. We're just rocking the protective masks the whole flight through. It's like everybody sort of gets their own little row or aisle. If you're in the regular seats, the first class is still sort of spacious. They sort of upgraded, at least the Saints have, into an even bigger plane. So there's a little bit more space. But at this point, we can hope, we can only hope that we don't have to face a situation like that. And, God forbid there had been a positive test, then we really would have been without. Deal with what we can deal with, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Control what you can control. And if you're the Steelers a week ago, I got to feel like you controlled exactly what you can control. They're another really responsible, team with a lot of leadership and veteran leadership and a coach who's been there. It's a lot like you guys. Tennessee, they didn't fuck it up on purpose, but somebody got a positive and then it turns into 20 people. If you're playing somebody and they have an outbreak, do you feel like you should be punished for that? Or do you think the league should look at being more punitive to teams that have big outbreaks?
Man, I'll say I don't even know how that works, in terms of we practice with each other every day. We still at the end of the day have to go play a game. So we're all in the same mentality. We're all within the same space. At the end of the day, we still have to go to meetings. We still have to be on the field. We still have interactions with each other. So if one is asymptomatic and out here just carrying, and all of a sudden, goes 24 hours, between the tests and has it, I can see how an outbreak can happen. I just hope that it doesn't happen to us.
No doubt about it. Hey, Malcolm Jenkins, my dude, is back home in a sense. Does it feel like a homecoming for him when he showed up? Because it'd been some years since he was there. And how easily has he slid into that leadership spot?
Yeah, I mean, you got leadership on down through the groups, and Malcolm is definitely at the forefront of my mind when we talk about leadership within that secondary. And just, who Malcolm is on and off the field aligns with what a leader should look like, how he carries himself, how he goes after the game, and just that open line of communication you have within the secondary is definitely going to help. Because, I mean, he forces guys to talk, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, super, was super excited to get him back. Because, I mean, I had him his first stint in New Orleans. And it was like once he left and went off to Philly and was out there just balling, I was like, yo, we sort of needed that help, We had a really good player that left. I mean, there's a reason why he was a first rounder. Of course, he's an Ohio State guy, which they were probably itching to get him back. With all 5 freaking Ohio State guys we got on our team now.
How about this streak he's got going, man? I can't even imagine this. The streak didn't end yesterday, right? He didn't come out for a cramp or something that I missed. But he's played, I don't know, how many plays? A couple thousand in a row or something like that. How do you even we couldn't do it. It's just a positional thing more than anything, but even at safety, it's unbelievable to me. Have you kind of watched his regimen and been like, what is this guy doing?
Oh, I could do it. If coaches left me in my own devices, I would be in every snap of every.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, absolutely. I mean, Malk's on what is he? He's pescatarian, vegan. I don't even know whatever he's on.
He's on a lot of different diets, and I think you gotta be on a couple diets if you want to do the diet thing now. I mean, Malk has got a weirdo diet.
Exactly. He's vegan, but he'll eat fish once a week. I'm not sure how that goes. At the end of the day, whatever works for him is working for him. Clearly.
You got Justin Herbert coming up this week. I've watched him a lot. I don't expect that you've watched him a lot yet in the week, but you see throws he makes on SportsCenter, NFL Live. What do you see from this kid just from a distance?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the Chargers, I haven't really, I was about to dive into him today, so I'll know more in a couple hours.
Yeah.
But I've seen the ESPN highlights. He's got a big arm, but that's almost every quarterback in the league at this point. He had a special win with his first debut, right? Other than that, I got to break him down, see what he can do. We know he's coming out of Oregon, so we know he can roll. He can throw. He can do whatever he can. And really, when you got a player like Keenan Allen that you throw into, or Mike Williams, or Hunter Henry, it's not like he's just going out into just some nobody wide receiver set.
Yeah.
He's make big plays, and at the end of the day, their backfield was running pretty well. I'm pretty sure their running back got hurt, so I don't know how that's going to affect the game plan.
On the other side of the ball for you guys, how close is can't guard Mike? Kamara's been great, but it seems like Mike Thomas is the one missing ingredient. I mean, you're putting up 35 yesterday, so it's not as if you're lacking,
Yeah.
but he might take you to another level. Is he close?
I like to believe so. If I was reading articles,
That's all we do. Fuck. I mean, we just read articles and just show up and talk into a microphone.
if I was reading articles, I believe he was almost ready last week, right? Then he wasn't. So that just means he wants to be perfect when he comes out here. So I'm expecting him to be on the field soon.
Before we let you go, I want to ask you the hardest question of the interview so far, which I did not warn you about. I want you to give me one compliment about your hated rival, the Atlanta Falcons. I need one compliment. I need you to dig deep and compliment something about maybe the city, maybe the team, maybe a player you like. Let's be positive for a day.
I think Todd Gurley is a phenomenal person and running back. He was MVP of the league at one point. I have nothing but the highest of respects and hopes for Atlanta. I hope that we can all come together and get me to 20 sacks on Matt Ryan this year. So let's do it. Let's break molds here.
There we go. I mean, a little love for the Falcons in a roundabout way.
And speaking of running backs, how much money would you say is invested inside of Alvin Kamara's mouth at any given moment?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, how much does that stuff cost, Cam?
Look, I feel like my grill and his grill don't shine the same. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't know. I know what I spent on it. I was just like, yo, my bottoms are nice, but he got bottoms and tops, and they don't look like.
Are those? So let me ask you it this way: north of 10 grand.
Oh, easily.
I don't know. I'm not in the grill market, bro. I'm not in the grill market.
Hey, yeah, easily multiple 10.
And are those in 7 days a week or just on Sundays?
It depends. Like he'll pop them in when he, if he's going out or something like that, he'll pop them in for a practice every now and again. But it's always going to be there Sunday.
Timmy Jernigan gave me a little 101 crash course in how to maintain a grill. It looked like a lot of work. That's maybe too much work for a podcaster. Maybe we'll do a grill day here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go for the slugs. You know what I'm saying? Get you a 2-piece on the fang and the back tooth.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, no Paul Wall shit in here, just solid gold, right? We go gold. The other shit's dead, right?
Oh, and since you're a Cancer, you know what I'm saying? You can get the rubies in there for the birthstone. I got them on the fangs. It gives a little finesse to it.
Cam was born July 10th. I'm in July 9th, so
Yes.
we got the
good.
Cancer thing going. Yeah.
It's good. It's another repetition of me remembering your birthday. I'm not good at remembering birthdays, but I'll remember now. Yeah, what do I do? I'm Aries, so what stone am I putting in there?
I only know my birthday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cam Jordan, appreciate you, man. Go get another win. Congrats on getting that first sack. You'll be at 10 in no time, maybe 20 with the help of the Falcons.
13 gets me to 100, and 100, puts you over the top.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That I fully expect to see you at 100, man, and wishing you the best of luck. Love watching you play, buddy. Go get another win.